Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Hades 2, and last time we had a not so great run using the skull, and, you know, some of that is probably because this weapon is inherently more complicated and a little bit higher risk. It had also been a little while since we had last used it, so I definitely felt a little bit out of practice. We definitely made our fair share of mistakes as well, and took some risks that in some cases may or may not have paid off. So we didn't get that far in that run, and that is to say, it's not as if we're going to complete every run successfully at this point. I think we still have a lot of improvement to be had before we can get to that point. We do, for this run, have the blades as the bonus weapon. Now, we have used these recently. This is actually the weapon that we had our first successful run going up on, so I mean, yes, it gives us the bonus bones. Part of me feels like we should go for one of the weapons that we have not really done much with as of late, but there is always the potential to mess around with some of the aspects that we've not yet used or upgrade one further. So we don't have any nightmare. I think that comes from adding the difficulty modifiers, which we also have not done at all yet, and I've kind of been waiting until we've gotten a little more consistent before doing so, but I mean, we could turn that on and hold on just a second. Do we get any rewards just from making some progress, or do we actually need to get a full successful run all the way to the end to get any rewards from this stuff? Is that? I don't remember. Obviously, we haven't used this yet. What happens if we do that? Well, I see the Scylla icon on the left there, but I'm also not really sure what that means. Those have 10% extra health. Wait, what did you say about Nyx? Also, how do I undo that? What is the okay, X, there we go. Like, does that mean that we have to defeat Scylla? Is that how that works? How much do I read into that icon over there? Let me read other fine print to see if there's any other obvious thing. Not really seeing that, so I mean, that might mean that we would need to go down. I mean, it would if we actually need to defeat Scylla in order for this to give us any sort of reward. It has obviously been a while since we've gone down, but I was still thinking we would go up for this one. So, because there's still certainly more resources we'd like to acquire. Oh, we also apparently have not spoken to you.
Could always use some new disciples here. See any shades of the dead out there just loitering around, remember your training and sprint right into them. They'll come around.
Yeah, we could do more of that,
sir.
to be honest.
They're prepared to join our fight. By now they know exactly who I am and what we stand for here.
May you keep running into lots of them.
Okay, so I also remember that last time we used the blades, we thought we were taking one of the aspects, and then we accidentally took the other. I don't remember which one it was that we ended up taking. I think we wanted upgrade / use the aspect of Malinui, but then we didn't actually end up doing it. Was it this that we took? I don't recall, but we can upgrade this if we would like. The Shade Rot comes from Tartarus, I think, so that's actually pretty rare. Specials seek foes in your casts and fire more shots if you channel longer. I'm a little reluctant to go all in on the charge-up moves after we were not so successful with those last time. Although, isn't the... hold on. With the blades, is the charged attack that sneaks behind enemies, or is it the special? No, that's that. What? I thought we did have a move that automatically syncs up behind. Okay, it is the charged attack. Alright, so I guess either way, regardless of which of these aspects we choose to take, it would require that we do some charge-up based moves. Mega special max shots? Hold on. So we do this. We get more projectiles from that? I don't know, I feel like we have not typically been that aggressive with that move on this weapon, so if anything, I kind of want to upgrade the aspect of Malinui, which I know has, for most of the weapons, been the thing that we have focused on. And this will require that we purchase a little more stuffs from you to do it, but I think it might be worthwhile. Okay, I felt that we had not been all that aggressive when it came to getting the bones as of late, because I wasn't necessarily making that much of a point of always taking the weapon that had the bonus bones, but I'm a little bit surprised for that reason that we actually have still a decent quantity of them. Okay, so if we do this, we can upgrade you. Now... Okay, I wasn't sure if the resource requirements were going to change, so I didn't want to go crazy buying a whole bunch of fabric only to then not need it for this. But I think we might go and spend a fair bit on it then, because we do have some silver to spare as well.
What do I need?
So if we get
This one.
2, possibly even 3 of these, and, you know, it's relative to the amount of bones we have, it's not even that expensive. But I think at this point it might actually be silver that becomes the constraint. Let's see. We upgrade you further. And we can afford this one as well. I mean, we're talking 80% additional backstab damage. Okay, yeah. So now, both on the silver and the fabric side, we do not have enough, but that's a pretty convincing, amount of backstab damage. 180. Now, if we were paying close attention, we would have made more note of what the backstab damage was before we did that. But
what form suits you tonight?
Okay. And then this, so this is really the way to switch between them. Whereas this is just for upgrading purposes. Just make sure.
I have returned.
Yes, we have this. Okay. So backstab, charged attack is the name of the game here. And in general, the approach we've tried to take with these, or in theory has been at least, freeze/slow with Demeter, so we can more safely get up close and get big attack bonuses from Aphrodite attack boons, since those seem to have the highest just raw numerical values on them. So that's the obvious thing. The downside of this weapon is that it, kind of like the skulls, is also a high risk, high reward weapon for different reasons in this case, but... Okay, now do we want to try activating any of this stuff? I feel like we don't, even though I'm a little bit tempted to just experiment with it. It seems like it's telling us we're going to need to go down to get any benefit from that at all, and I would like to do, I think, at least one more run going upwards before we check out the downward stuff. I also did not make any effort to select a specific keepsake. I mean, well, this one does still make sense. We went with the Selene keepsake, and obviously this is Selene we're getting in the very first room, and if we're doing a whole bunch of charge attack, then we should be fine. Perhaps would have preferred to have gone Demeter or Aphrodite to make it more likely we get one of those, but we can see if they show up randomly.
Lend me your light.
My moonbeams are as innumerable as the stars, and you possess but one. But it is one I chose especially for you, and shall ensure that our connection remains strong.
Okay, now is that just fluff, or do you actually have something special for us this time?
Which suits you?
Now, another thing that I think we got a little carried away with last time was the hex stuff. Now, we actually did get a whole bunch of upgrades for the hex, but I think we just used it in some cases. We forced it on some occasions. Let's see. Makes everything else move more slowly. Last a large area after 4 seconds. Hex makes you rise up and... Oh, this is what we took last time. I mean, we could try to redeem ourselves. In fact, these were the two that we were deciding between. Maybe we go this route this time.
My greatest strength is yours.
Just stay right there. Thank you. That did not kill you. I'm a little surprised.
Excellently done.
Okay, Apollo is about the AoE and decent damage rolls, I think, in general. It's a little strange, just because we don't have much AoE on this weapon. It's kind of... Oh, that was bad. It's kind of one of the main things that we lack. So... one of those cases of, do you try to build around emphasizing your strengths or covering for your weaknesses, and in this case it's more so doing the latter. So we'll see how this plays out.
Cyclops Polyphemus your passage does, you know. Don't know what good my light will do against the likes of him, though perhaps I can help get you there in one piece.
Okay. So, I think I would rather not go this route, because we're kind of hoping we get Aphrodite there. You stand in your casts when they expire, immediately restore a lot of magic. I mean, in theory, if we were truly going aggressively in on charged attacks and hexes, then this would make some sense, but yeah, honestly, might go this route. It's more of a peripheral type of thing, a supporting type of skill, rather than something that's going to directly deal damage, so it feels a little bit strange to take it early, but long term it might pay off. Now, obviously, we're going to want that hammer.
Fix the barrier, did they?
And we've seen a whole lot of those as of late, and it seems like it's always in that specific spot. But let's see what we have to work with here. Definitely hammer. We've a Poseidon mini boss. And oof. Okay. I'm not loving what I'm seeing, to be honest. We've done a lot of Hera recently, and I think we actually did Hera with the blades on our successful upwards run. So you could make a case for that here, although, as I said, I was really looking for Aphrodite or Demeter, not seeing either of them. So at the very least, I think we will... Well, actually, in some cases, I think we've seen the earlier we take this, the better, depending on what we choose. So this might influence our decision a bit here. Let's
Lady
see
Medea.
what we find from Medea here.
How long have you resided here, Lady Medea? I thought all our forces fled once the city was overrun, but you seem rather comfortable.
Oh yes, all the death and panic made for many vacancies. I slipped in through the shadows soon after the city fell and remained, practicing, observing. Great Hecate has eyes upon the surface everywhere.
I suppose so. Okay, so whenever... This is what we took last time. In theory, we thought this could be great against bosses, and it did proc every time against a boss, but it was not quite enough to take out Eris, and we did lose to her last time. It was close, but it was not a great showing, on my part at least. After a foe is slain, 5% chance to drop 10 healing, limit 1 per encounter. That does feel like the kind of thing that could pay off big time long term, but we were also very tempted by this last time. It sounds intriguing. Now, I think we kind of just saw from our Hex, which deals, I think it's 1,000 damage. That is not enough to one-shot every type of enemy. Basic enemies, maybe, but the bigger guys, and certainly the mini-bosses with armor, definitely not. And that's even on the high end in this case, could certainly end up just being 1 damage, or, you know, very low double digits, or even low triple digits, and it still wouldn't be all that significant. Maybe we go for this, especially since
Most
we
excellent.
need to be very close to enemies
Thank you.
with this weapon. Which means we're probably going to end up taking our fair share of damage, so having a fairly reliable way, or at least a, if not huge, at least somewhat consistent way to get some health back wouldn't be the worst thing.
The barrier's weakening.
And I think hammer is probably next priority. We'd like this to be attack oriented. Really, I ran away from that. I did run away from that. It still was not enough to avoid the damage, mind you. And I'm immediately feeling as though we could certainly use a boon of the direct damaging variety. Now, is it just me, or is it a little bit strange to be backstabbing a building? Conceptually, that just seems a little odd to me. Okay, well, let's see what we get here. Last strike in our attack sequence deals plus 300% damage in a larger area. Sounds very good. You channel your charge special faster. Wish it were attack. Charged attack deals plus 400% damage in a wider area, but uses more magic. I think we do this. I definitely think we do. I mean, we'd love to have that too.
For Limandoros.
Nab this, and nab this, but that's one of the reasons why we took that early boon from Apollo. One that doesn't really help us directly in terms of dealing damage, but now makes us a little more comfortable to be spending a whole bunch of magic.
Oh, good.
I saw you. Well, okay. Almost didn't see that, though. Okay, yep, I know you're looking at me. Have you guys run at him? It's one of the few times I've actually deliberately run at the shades. And it's a free palm. Wait, oh. I'm gonna be honest with you. For a second there, I really thought we were about to get a palm with absolutely nothing for the palm to upgrade. I was like, what happens now? We have one thing that the palm can upgrade. It probably wouldn't have been my first choice, but hey, now we restore a little bit more magic. What is that? Was that Freenos? It was Freenos. He was in the wall. I thought it was something hiding. I mean, maybe that's what Freenos was doing. Okay. So, now I'm a little less sure what we want to go for. Do we double up on Apollo in the interest of trying to get Apollo synergies? I mean, the thing that we took does not really do much in the way of synergizing. I mean, Hermes in general is good, but he doesn't really give basic attack or cast boons. But I guess in some ways we're kind of trying to avoid those. If we are truly trying to stick with the whole Aphrodite plus Demeter thing. I mean, I feel like, especially since we got that hammer upgrade, which gives us a humongous attack boost, it would be really nice to get a boon variety that gives us a ton of base damage. So I feel like, if anything, that gives us even more reason to really prioritize getting Aphrodite, even if that means getting no basic attack boons here. So maybe that means we do prioritize things like Hermes. Probably would have taken it anyway. There are some things he can give that are, did not see the exploding in here. There's some things he can give that are better the earlier you take them as well. So from that standpoint, it's probably not the worth. Did they just destroy that? I think they did that, and in doing so, technically, the enemies destroyed most of the enemies. Okay, I did press the dodge button. I would just like you to know. I did see that. I did register that was an armored enemy, so we were not going to be able to stun him, and we needed to dodge, and I did dodge, but it did not dodge in time, which was a little bit frustrating.
To a certain underworld button knowing about. You tell him I said hey? We've not collaborated much as before, what with everything of late. I miss those times.
Okay, so like this, for example. The earlier we get Quick Buck, the more gold it will ultimately give us. Each time you slay a foe, deal more damage for the next 30 seconds. That is really good if we can build up our attack speed. Oh, well, the speed at which we're killing enemies. Both these things, all these are great. Does this include charged up attacks? I'm not entirely sure. So you know what? I might go with Mean Streak. And then obviously if we can get any of these other ones later on, then great. I mean, Quick Buck, as I said, the earlier you get it, the better, and this is really early. So it would be really good. But I could definitely still see us taking the Charon Keepsake later on, and you do that, then... Whoa! Then it's less of a need. Or at least it feels like there's less of a need. Also, we've definitely seen enemies show up in random locations in this town area after coming out of one of the zones, but that is possibly the first time they've been directly in front of us like that. This is a little alarming. Okay, so I'll be honest, I'm half tempted to not do much in the way of direct boons here in the interest of saving those slots for the gods and goddesses that we want. So, like, could we deliberately go double heart? That doesn't feel that crazy. Double magic? That feels a little bit like it's more of a stretch. Not thrilled about that one, but maybe we try this. See if there's a side room where we might be able to get other bonuses of some variety. Wouldn't be opposed to breaking this to mess with the armored dude if it prioritizes going after him, which It did. Okay. Oh!
I'll keep them.
Now that is a different type of potential boon that could be helpful for us. Okay, that was the dude that I was attacking, so that was not particularly helpful. However, the end result of this zone could be quite helpful. Now, if you could actually go for the guy we're not targeting... Well, I mean, you did end up hitting him, even if he was not your initial target.
The final reinforcements.
You really,
Simple.
really just want to attack the enemies that we are attacking, it seems like. Like, this just does so little damage. I mean, obviously we don't have any boons for it right now, but I just feel like I'm not really seeing that much of a use case for it. Unless and until we get something really dramatic.
Vitality.
Okay, so there's a lot of health. So the idea there being maybe that puts a little bit less pressure on us to get that stuff later on, and then we can focus more on the boons later on.
You probably know Eris has been buzzing around Olympus recently.
Unfortunately,
The
yes.
lightning bolt from Father Zeus would normally take care of that, but he's been occupied.
Oh, I was about to take a sip of water. I very nearly did a spit take. Oh man, that was close.
One good lightning bolt, how about one good arrow? We'd be saved a lot of trouble if Eris were to be plucked from the sky one of these nights.
I would appreciate that, yes.
I'd gladly volunteer, it's just that Father has everything well under control. Says I'm needed way out here instead. But if I do spot the wings of strife, they're going down.
That would be fantastic. Okay, let's see. Ooh. So if we have a high speed attack, which we do with the blades, then we can get a bunch of extra arrows from support fire. And with epic rarity, those arrows are dealing somewhat significant damage. I mean, this is a quantity rather than high damage per individual hit type of thing. So although 20 might not seem that dramatic, it could definitely add up. After you dash, your charge moves deal more damage for 2 seconds. If that number were higher than 20%, I would be a little more intrigued by that, because we are interested in doing charged attacks, yes, but it just feels like it's not quite a big enough number to make that big of a difference for us. I feel like the support fire would probably do more. Random foe occasionally becomes mark. If it takes critical damage, this repeats. Do we... hold on. Marked... I was gonna say, yeah, does that give us crit chance? Because we don't have crit chance by default. 30% crit chance. That is good. I mean, if we can... I mean, again, I wish that was... I'm half tempted to do this just because of the rarity, and I do like support fire in general. But maybe we go for this since we, with the hammer upgrade, do have the potential for some really big hits. If we get one of those really big hits to also be a crit, then that could really pay off for us.
Aid me.
You are armored. There is the... Oh, I walked straight into that. But there is the mark on one of them. Okay, but we do need to be kind of quick targeting the enemy that has the mark in order to get it to spread. It does expire. It said it resets like every 20 seconds or something like that. That is a long time, but it seems like it doesn't last the full 20 seconds. I think I missed that part of the fine print, but a little bit of bonus value there, so that's not bad. Getting the... in truth, the Artemis boon was probably better than the other... What was it, a double heart room? Okay, maybe that's still good enough by itself, but... Is it Apollo? Or maybe, like, the dash? Hera can add area of effect to skills that otherwise would not have much of it, but I don't want to have to rely on that to be our attack boon. Usually I would say no to this, but I'm going to do it. Like, usually I would not even consider going this route. Certainly not this early on when we have alternatives. Also, I did pick up the, I'm gonna break this just because there's so many enemies at the beginning here. This is a very crowded room. That's a lot of damage.
Shades, you're free.
Feels like overkill using this on you. Is there gonna be another wave? Nope, first wave was big enough that there's not anything else.
Felt that.
Okay, I would love if there were additional rooms here. Is that the way out? It is. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because as I was saying, I think in most cases I would not even begin to consider going into a double magic room when there are other alternatives. Unless we had an immediately glaring issue with magic. I mean, I did it because I anticipate we'll be using a lot of magic with all those charged attacks. Oh, hello.
They're drawn to the moonlight.
Do these guys give us gold? They give us a tiny bit. Oh, actually give us healing. Okay. Estia. Oh no, it's been a while since we've taken her. Could do the mini boss. Theoretically, that means this could give us higher rarity stuff. Not really sure what type of boon we're looking for though from Poseidon. I mean, it's kind of similarly to Apollo. It gives us area of effect related stuff, which would be covering for our weakness rather than emphasizing our strength. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's the same with Hera. So everything is just an awkward fit. At least it feels that way. So maybe we do stick with Apollo and we just see what we get out of this.
Traitors.
Ooh. Okay, you are a big armored dude. Ow. Yeah, I see that. Waiting to see if there's another. Oh, what? What was that?
Who's next?
Was that the little thing that he threw? I thought I destroyed that. I was waiting for this wave before doing this. Whoa, that was close. Did you see that last shape?
Traitors.
Okay, because you can already see when we get if we have backstab on the last part of the basic attack combo, then it's huge damage, even without any boons boosting that.
On my authority.
So I'm deliberately going to pass on this. Specials deal more damage in a larger area. Casts expand in size until they expire. I don't think that is a direct cast-related boon. I think that's sort of a supporting cast boon, which I think is good, because I would like for the cast to ideally be the thing that we have from Demeter to apply the freeze.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not in the main cast slot. And there is a side room here, which we will definitely want to take. Oh, there's more enemies in here than I realized.
Up there.
What is that? I deliberately stayed away from that because I wasn't sure what it was. Oh, there's also a mini shop. Please step in here. No! That is the downside of the delay. Oh, we don't have the magic for that? Oh, no, we do. Just awkward timing, I guess. Didn't quite charge it up all the way. Okay, now it should be straightforward. Or not. Okay. Oh. Huh. I mean, we'll take that. Oh, that was technically the end room reward. Okay, fair enough. Little bit of gold from that. And then this.
What's for delivery?
Honestly, wait, is this the last? Are we about to go into the boss fight? Because if so, then that could be really well timed. Killing us after the boss, but I'm not sure.
Shouldn't take
I think
too
we
long.
probably take these, and then we're probably about to go into a shop, and we should still have enough to, I think, be aggressive there. Buying just about, if not absolutely, everything. So was that
I'll
the
show
last?
myself
Yes. Heal here. I just wasn't sure if this was going to count as a room, in which case we'd get the healing before we go into the boss, and that's, at this point, no longer doing anything for us.
Back to nature.
Doomed city at her back, the princess of the dead heads toward a dismal pasture where she senses she is not exactly being watched.
Not exactly, what with Polyphemus not really being the watching type,
Polyphemus must already know I'm here.
but one way or another, I'm sure he does. Okay, so we can just barely afford all this if we would like to. We'd have, what, 1 coin left, right? Just checking for any golden urns. It'd be nice to have a little bit more margin than that. But again, it's Hera, and that's not really the god or goddess I'd like to see.
Me to tell you, hey, my lord. A message he'd surely deliver himself if he could. Though he seems well enough. Of course, my lord.
Whatever it was that you just said, of course. Okay, so what are we looking to upgrade? Honestly, probably this. I think we can upgrade it. I think that's still possible. And I think, since we're not really looking to get a major boon from you, we'd probably prefer to do this right now and basically guarantee that we have this show up. Oh, no, you cannot upgrade it. Okay, that stinks. In that case. I guess we upgrade you, but I don't love it. Definitely taking this. I'm honestly considering not taking you, especially since we are now fairly low on coins. I mean, as I said, we could potentially get the Charon keepsake after this, but still don't have a sprint, so we could get basically anything on that. I don't think we need to be too picky there, but yeah, special. We could probably get something from you as well. It's the cast is, I think, where I'd prefer to get Demeter, and then the attack is where I'd like to get Aphrodite, so there's a little bit of room for other gods and goddesses.
At least this was a shorter delivery for your trusted boatman, compared with having to drag our boons all the way into the underworld. Although, he probably prefers it there.
Let's see. So, although that is epic, and the base damage number is honestly not bad. I think the Aphrodite, I don't remember what rarity, but we've seen it in the 80 to 90 range, I think, to start off with. Even at low level, I don't remember if that was, epic rarity or might have been lower. Cast inflicts hitch. Wounds become heroic, but lose rarity every 5 encounters. So this you want to have at the very end. It's the opposite of a rare crop, and we are way too early to be doing that. And, not really sure we have the boons that would benefit from it all that much anyway. So, oh man. We might need to do the attack. Well, this only affects 2 boons. Honestly, this is basically just a dead boon. We take it for the sake of not having to take it. Oh wait, we can re-roll. I think we're gonna re-roll. This is high enough number that I am a little bit tempted, but I'm gonna re-roll.
Let's do it.
So I'm looking for something a little bit different. Honestly, this. Just because it's not an attack or cast boon. It's more of a peripheral boon. And it could actually become a somewhat significant source of damage for us, the revenge boon. But okay, here we go. We do not have a lot of boons working for us here.
Just wanted to be left alone. Moved to the countryside, quiet life of the shepherd and all. Only for you to drag me out of retirement.
I mean, you could just step away. You don't need to stop us. And yeah, I mean, the whole, obviously, the boon selection is of our own doing.
I've done no such thing. I'm going to the docks. You're choosing to try and stop me.
Exactly.
When you could be tending to your sheep instead.
Exactly. Just step aside.
Oh, I'll tend to them all right. But in order to do that, I gotta tend to the likes of you first. Just like I used to in the good old days.
Wait, us? In the good old... Do we know Polyphemus from long ago? Okay, obviously he is, he is marked. Oh, did we escaped because we had the immunity? I did not realize that was going to count as being active there. Ooh, we also resisted that, but that was kind of a waste. The Hex was nice. That, I suppose, is a little ace that we have up our sleeve. Oh, hold on. Oh, I thought that our charge up attack was going to be timed such that we could be really clever and dashed through his attack while also getting the backstab on him. Did not end up working out that way, of course. Oh, okay. Looked like he was charging up an attack of some variety. I'd like you to come back in this direction. You were kind of walking away from here. That still hit you? I'm not sure if it did. I deliberately wasn't moving because it looked like he was doing his whole "I'm listening for you" thing. Oops, I think that's our last resist. And that's his grab animation. We were already behind him, so it's a little strange. Oh, that was bad. It's not a good time to charge that up. Okay, now he's going to be displeased with us, of course. Okay, just want you to be slow enough that you still get hit by that. Yes. Okay, honestly, that damage is very solid. It's helping us a lot. Did that end up avoiding the damage? It might have. And now I also could just be going the other side for the backstab, which would be nice. Honestly, not bad. The big backstab and the Hex were the key things there. Okay, so I guess I can't remember what the timing was on this relative to the healing option we had at the shop, but that might have given us healing at just the right time, but we took almost no damage from that. I mean, at the help of our Arcana cards that were giving us damage immunity for the first few hits, of course.
Will not be staying long.
But not bad. And that heals us a little bit as well. I forget why that is the case, but we'll take it. We are at full health, so technically we don't need that, although I think the game still requires us to do so. And now... So that was kind of a passive effect that we have not yet gotten the chance to benefit from, because we need another Selene boon to show up before we can actually use those 5 upgrades. But Charon could be helpful? No, but I think this is where, since we haven't seen either of these show up, and we have passed up on several attack boons at this point, we really need to have an Aphrodite showing.
The mirror.
So let's do that. And then if we get Aphrodite and maybe a lucky random Demeter, then great, we can go and get the coin purse. But, oh no, at that point we're probably going to want to take something defensive for Olympus. So, yeah, that's where, like, maybe we would have taken a different keepsake at the beginning. Okay, been here, done this.
Huh.
But we still do not have any fish to provide you with, which I imagine is the thing we really need. You can see here our 1 gold. Hopefully that'll change soon. Okay, so these rooms are usually pretty congested. And that is just a absolutely horrible way to start that wave. And oh my god. Wow. I mean, this is the kind of thing that got us into... Oh my goodness, I'm about to just say, alright, forget it. Give up on the run right now. Alright, well here's Aphrodite, which is what we've been waiting for. But that's the kind of thing that was our doom last time was we just had more than several. A bunch of instances where we just took really silly damage and it started to add up a lot. And usually, the thing that caused it was us being a little too keen, or a little too single-minded in just going straight for the charge-up attack. On that occasion, it was the special we were building around, but same general idea. Using a slow attack, the enemies have the opportunity to hit you before you can take them out, so you have to be careful.
You've reached the rift that thoughtful Lord Poseidon slashed across our pretty countryside, enabling our foes to mass against us even faster than they could on foot. Just hurry over,
Alright, perhaps a little bit of animosity there. Okay, so we're really looking for the attack. We did not see it. So that's unfortunate. However, just the fact that Aphrodite has now shown up means that we have set Aphrodite precedent. So she should now have a chance of showing up more in the future. That's actually one of the reasons why taking, who was it? Hera, previously when we weren't all that keen on getting her at all, was actually a bit of a... It was another reason why it was not so great. We don't really want the cast for you. I mean, just look at how big that damage boost is, though. Those are the kinds of numbers we're looking for. But as I was saying before, I really don't like the special in this weapon. I think we might go for the dash.
Strong. Change of course.
Let's go. I don't remember what our quantity of nectars is. But let's take the ashes, because this gives us max health, I think. A little bit, but still. Okay, so you're a pain in the butt. Okay, it would help if oh my god, wow, Lids. If I were facing the right direction and not just attacking the wall, we would have killed that guy before he hit us. But instead, we took all of probably the 3 projectiles and all 3 rounds of them to the face. And that meant we took a whole bunch of damage from that. So we are actually quite low.
Here you go. Cheers, Hermes.
Little bit of health from the ashes, and then extra health from that, and that honestly might save us. And we could use some healing here as well, but we have 28 coins. So this is another case where getting the Hera boon that we didn't really care all that much about not really help us, because I imagine we were going to have to buy absolutely nothing here. We can get this. Looking for gold urns, but I don't think I'm seeing any, and even if we did, it would not be worth enough to make much of a difference here. And, you know, if we had the Charon purse, then that's an extra, what, 125 coins? So would have at least allowed us to get one thing, but we went the Selene route instead. Whether that was deliberate or not. Okay, so that's a good example of don't just walk straight in there and then you did it anyway on the follow-up. So I am so ready to just say forget about it. So many stupid things that I'm just getting really frustrated at myself about, and maybe some of that is how we had the previous run in which that was a bit of a theme. So I'm being a little less patient with myself, a little less forgiving of mistakes. Which is maybe a little bit unfair. It is a roguelite. Death and failure are aspects of the game that one must expect to a certain extent and build around and plan around, and that was bad though. I mean, part of the issue here is that these guys all have a somewhat surprising amount of range, and we kind of lack that. Even this guy. Oh, that's true. Okay, if we don't charge the special, it's actually a little more useful. I'm surprised it's getting backstab bonus, to be honest with you. I mean, I think it's Hermes. But, to be honest, we need healing more than anything. Now that I remember what our basic special does, I'm a little more keen to spam that. Okay, your AoE is absolutely ginormous, though. Do that. That slows you down. That's not auto-targeting the way I would like it to. Okay, you're gonna do that. Okay, you're at least armorless. I'm not even sure if our special will stun you. But whatever, I mean, it appears as though it is, though. So we'll take it. We're cheesing it. Don't get me wrong, but... Oh, I was really hoping that was the last wave. Really hoping that was the last wave. It's another one of those big dudes. And it's... the Furies? I don't know what they technically are, but... big slow guy who we'd like to cheese this way. And then someone who is much faster than him, who makes that much more difficult to do. They're both armored. I know I had to run past him because he was going to trap us. Okay, do that. This is going to have to be slow and steady here. But perhaps we were a little too sloppy before, and so only fitting. Only fitting that we compensate for that a bit here. Ooh, I was not sure what that attack was for a second there. I'd love to just get rid of one of you. There we go. Now we can at least focus exclusively on you. And you're going to do a charge, because we were close enough, I imagine. Okay, now you're at least armorless, which theoretically means you should be easier to deal with. It's not pretty. It's not fast, but it is effective.
In the name of Hades.
Okay. Hex requires less... requires using less magic before it's ready. 20%, that wouldn't be bad. Quick buck. It's a little bit later on, but still useful enough. Nitro boost, giving us sprint speed and blocking 1 hit per encounter. Honestly, we might need all the defense we can get at this point. I think we kind of need to take Nitro boost. And I think we kind of need to take the health here. Don't know that we have much choice. Anticipated we're gonna see another one of those projectiles from the likes of you. Oh, tried to do the charge attack. Then I got a little concerned that I was being too greedy. Certainly faster, but also certainly riskier. Ooh, look at how far the guy can go. It's not even a mini-boss version, it's just a basic version of this dude. But it certainly speaks to how those guys have snuck up on us a bit to deal damage in the past. When you think you're a safe distance away focusing on other enemies, those guys love to crash the party. Okay. Very thankful for at least getting a little more health here. And then we have taken a lot of max magic. Not really sure what we're looking to upgrade with the palm. Not a lot to upgrade. I imagine this just gives us a bigger speed boost. I'm pretty sure we did that last time. I don't think that helps us all that much. It might honestly be still the magic boost that's more helpful. I'm surprised there was still another encounter. Oh, we did get hit by, what, one of the spears, I think? There's more of them! Yep, I saw one of them coming. Ooh, okay. Did I get hit by the second round of that? I might have. Thought I was just barely a safe distance away, but perhaps not. There's gonna be another wave to this group, right? Yep. Sure is. Okay, the skulls are very mobile. No, I got hit by, I think, one of the skulls? They are so fast. Really need the cast for them. That was also extremely close, because I thought we had broken through his armor already. We had not. You are annoying me. Please stop that. The healing! Hold on. That's critically important. But we have magic. Oh, I didn't even see you.
Go show that shade the way. There.
Okay. A little more of the psyche, and then see what we end up with here. We get a little bit of healing going into a new room, of course, but that's oh, I don't like that. But I am kind of tempted to set one of these things on fire. Not really attacking anything right now, to be honest with you, and that's not really a recipe for success, because it doesn't accomplish anything. Oh, they set one of those on fire. Can I kind of attack you around those slash use them for safety? That was bad. We are going to use a Death Defiance, not even on a boss. I'm fairly sure it might even be just from walking through the fire. Oh, man. Oh, man. That is where our damage comes from. Just haven't really had the luxury of being able to do that. Okay, I think it needs to be Selene because we have the built-in Selene buff from, or the extra points for it from our keepsake that we took on the first floor. Just run. Run until that crashes down and hopefully gets a bunch of people, and then we got hit by some of the projectiles. There's the Death Defiance we were talking about. We knew it was going to come out. It's I'm pretty ashamed is perhaps the word I would use. Really down on this run right now. Really down on my personal performance here. But perhaps we can still salvage something out of this, and this could help. So we have 9 points to work with here. See, how many does it take to get to the end? Because I imagine we can do it. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Really doesn't want me to do that one. 4, 5, 6. So that'd be 7, 8. We can go all the way to the end and get one of the side ones. So what does this do? After using your hex, you are impervious until the blast. That would have been very helpful on this encounter, in fact. Hex deals damage in a larger area. After using your hex, you deal 5% more damage in the encounter. For spamming our hex, that can be really helpful. Oh, wow. Combine those two together, and you start with it 80% charged. Hex has more power, larger area, more damage per encounter. There's the impervious one. If you're using your hex, foes in the target area move 80% slower. Whenever your hex strikes a guardian, your next hex charges up by 30 magic. I don't think I like that as much. I mean, this means we're going to be able to charge it up very quickly. But I feel like that AoE and damage is more helpful than that in many cases. We're going to do it. really does not want to let me go for this one. There we go. Okay, then larger area, more damage per encounter. Honestly, I might even do this. Still, oh right, we have 3 because we have yet to do this. Larger area there. Okay, we get some area from that. This is more damage per encounter, larger area. It's also larger area. I mean, if we get more Selene stuff happening, it could make the area pretty huge. Which do we prefer? Let's go area. I think we do that. Would love to have seen that earlier as well. Oof, okay, maybe this will help.
Ray of light and mote of dark, coiled vine and peat of fens, sugar beets and egg of hens, apple pieces, olives, figs, ginger roots and cypress twigs. Oh, hello!
Hello. One moment.
Behold that ancient isle on which a great enchantress plies her trade. Amid such flora and fauna as have come to welcome her as one of their own.
It feels so safe and peaceful here.
Well,
I have seen neither hide nor hair of that Medea as of late. Her charge was far less pleasant than my own, having to watch over that ghastly tan. I worry she's developing bad habits practicing in such a place.
I've seen Lady Medea recently. She seems rather comfortable in Ephira, in spite of what's happened there. Though she always had such a singular interest in curses and the necromantic arts.
Since she was old enough to think for herself, yes. To fend for herself, I should say. She may be my niece, yet she was always far more interested in our blood's other properties. At least she hasn't put a curse on me, as far as I can tell.
Okay, so it seems like they have a bit of a relationship, those two. Okay, any healing effects are 25% stronger, restore some health now. We could use that. Grow in size, your strikes deal more damage. I mean, it would be kind of nice if we were going the offensive route, and that was the original plan, but our plan has, you know, it's not exactly been going all that well thus far. Randomly draw one of your inactive arcana and activate it this night. I feel like that's a little difficult to rely on, so I know it's not that exciting, but I think it is kind of what we need here, because it more or less gets us to full health. By the time we move to the next zone, it may very well be full. Anything else in here? No resources to collect? Alright. On we go. Honestly, that's probably about all we could have asked for. There you go. Use one of those, and it's ready to go, because we start with it so charged up already. It is nice. It does make it easier to spam it and just clear out rooms more safely. Okay. Honestly, for defensive reasons, get a little bit more max HP. I know it's not a dramatic amount, but if you consistently go that route, I feel like it does start to add up a bit. Okay. There's a very large quantity of enemies. Little enemies. That was rushed, and not a good place to aim at. Oh, also we have the immunity while it's waiting to land, which I can absolutely take more advantage of. Try to give that more thought. No. Okay. All right.
Turn to dust.
5 max health. Again, I mean, it's not dramatic, but get a few of those, and it's almost like a heart. Okay, at least we have 245, which is enough to do some things here. If we were to get 1 golden urn, that might make a difference.
What do we have in stock?
It would. Did not see any, and yeah, that is Eris. Okay, so am I right in thinking? Oh my gosh, We still have not gotten a cast, special, or attack boon, or more like, we have turned down all of our special cast and attack boons. So, you know, there's kind of a multiple glaring gaps in our build right now, which was the main risk we took, and is not yet paid off for us. So do we compromise here and just take whatever we can get from you? Now, we could go double up on these two, but if we take you, we can't afford anything else. Just add 5 more gold. There's just so many things on the money side that have not quite worked out for us here. And part of that dates back to the keepsake selection, but okay. I think we still do this. Specials. Deal no more damage. Deal more damage until you take damage. If you take no damage for 15 seconds, regain this? Oh. Oh. I like that. I know it's not the attack boon that we've been waiting for. I mean, we're basically relying on the hammer upgrade from the very first room. Was it the very first room? Early on to do more or less all the heavy lifting. But, see how we fare. That could be a humongous defensive upgrade.
Eris. Isn't this great, Trouble? Now, before I shoot you all to hell, I just want us both to take a moment to breathe, relax, really just appreciate all that we have.
I mean, that's exactly the opposite of what you're all about, so we know you don't mean that.
These senseless fights with you, I cannot rightly say I appreciate them at all. Though, at least the moon is beautiful tonight.
I mean, we did take a bunch of Selene stuff, so it's not wrong.
That's the spirit. Now how about we stain that pale glow of hers in blood and ichor, huh? And we'll let the sea drink its fill for good measure.
Okay. And now we are immune, so we should just attack you like crazy. Okay, don't stand there. Or there. Oh, okay, well there go all of our resistances. Pretty much. Just casually do this while you're changing phases. Hey, I mean, it works. Okay, that was not a great time to charge up our charge attack, though. And I think that's the kind of thing that got us in trouble. When we were facing her last time, I cannot find good ways to dodge some of her attacks, and I do hate it. This being one of them. Just getting the timing of that. I mean, technically we might have still had the immunity. Did we lose our perfect image? I think we might have. Showed up there. It's not really where I wanted to be standing, and that was close. But now it's back, which could be very helpful, especially when her damage gets bigger. Okay, see that? No, absolutely not. You cannot do any charge attacks when she's doing that. I thought we had our hex. We don't? Oh my god! Even when I'm not even doing the charge hex, I'm moving around her. She still has a wide enough spread on that attack. She managed to hit. Nope. Okay, we have that back. That's good. Hate that. Hate that. Hate that! With a burning passion.
This is it.
I really hate that move. Sprinting right next to her to make the radius of the circle as small as possible. Tried to time the dash. It did not do anything for us. The amount of time she manages to hit with that move. Okay, deliberately doing that just to have the immunity for a little bit, and then she goes away. Okay, I'm really mad right now. I'm legitimately really mad right now. Oh no. I'm doing this just to try to get our cast back. Didn't work. No! Wait! We both died simultaneously. What just happened? Did we succeed?
Pulled through somehow.
I'm fairly certain we died in the same animation. I thought we were dead. What just happened? I was doing the charge attack. I saw she only needed a tiny bit more damage. I was doing the charge attack, trying to sneak it in between phases to get that, the Hex to at least give us immunity, and then we could safely take her out. But that, that did not quite go according to plan. Alright, at least we have beaten Eris, but that is, needless to say, as close as it can possibly get.
Onward.
To the point where I'm somewhat, I'm fairly certain that we might have died in the same, basically the same frame, and the game was just like, you know what? No, you survive with 50 health. Sure, why not? But okay, at least we get the crafting material from defeating Eris, so that's something. We can now throw on the Luckier Tooth, which gives us a little bit of a lifeline here. But we know that even the basic enemies on this floor are very dangerous. But at this point, everything from here on out is a bonus. It's better than the last run, at the very least. Flawed as this run may have been, and oh boy, is it flawed. We have made it to Olympus with no attack, special, or cast boon.
I'm here.
I would like to change that. But there we go. At least we get a little bit of Olympus-specific crafting resources, so that's saying something, right? We can still do that at the beginning of an encounter, which is really nice. Give us some pretty long immunity. Take you out. There's a little bit of gold, which would have gone a very long way earlier on several prior occasions. Okay, we'll take the hammer, even if the gold would be helpful too. Hammer, presumably more so. Oh, I gave zero thought to where we were landing there. I almost walked into that. I actually really thought we were still going to take damage. I'm surprised that we didn't. At least we can stunlock this guy. Obviously, he's not going to be the only guy. Now, this is very helpful. Okay, but then we still took damage as soon as it landed. Okay, so still need to be a little bit careful about that, I suppose. Oh, okay. That's not quite as foolproof as I'd thought. Okay.
Alright.
What can we get here? Something run-saving, perhaps? Well, it's gonna be something new. Charge special flyers, each shot straight ahead, and your specials have larger range. Dash strike also fires with special 3 times. If only we had a special boon. Your channel and charge... or you channel your charge special much faster. It's all special-oriented. I mean, this is this is technically not exclusively special-oriented in this case, so I think we'll go this route. So we can do that. Okay, so the problem is there's technically a fixed number of gods and goddesses who can show up on a given run of the boon-giving variety. So by taking Poseidon, we may end up locking ourselves out of Demeter. At this point, though, we can no longer be that picky, though, I don't think. We do have Aphrodite precedent, so we still have the possibility of getting an attack boon from her, but getting like a special boon from Poseidon now might be a good thing, since we have some special synergies from that hammer upgrade that we just took. Oh, I mean, if you guys want to all take each other out, I won't say no. So that's the hammer upgrade that we just got, which it's kind of fancy, but it doesn't really do much until we get an actual special boon to go with it. We'll do it now. So we've learned we do still need to be a little bit careful even with that invulnerability, because as soon as it expires, that can be a problem. If we are just mindlessly running straight at the enemies. It's not really the one that I was planning on going for, but I guess we'll take it. No? Okay, well if we backstab you, you won't be able to block it. Okay, so I think special is what we're looking for here.
You're here? I'd come down and welcome you myself, except our mountain home is crawling with invaders, as you've probably observed. So we are at the summit, like a bunch of turtles hiding in their shells.
That is a great analogy. And also, is that the first time, maybe not the first time, we've had someone describe specifically what the gods are doing here on I mean, obviously, they've said they're fighting off Kronos and his forces, but specifically where on Olympus everyone is staying. Okay, so specials, hit foes with a splash, knock other foes away, could be useful as a crowd control move, which is in part why I think that could be helpful, and just because it is a special boon. When you use charge moves, create a watery blast near the first foe you damage. Not horrible. Any damage you take is reduced, but I mean, early on, that could maybe add up to be something significant, but at this stage, I don't think that's going to make that big a difference. I think we do this. Like that. What is... Oh, okay, we can't go there. It's like, that room doesn't have any symbol on it. I guess we're going Apollo, and if it gives us a high rarity Apollo attack like we saw before, we might need to consider taking it. Now we're getting all the golden urns. It makes me wonder if I just missed some earlier. I imagine I probably did. Hello. Hit these guys. We do have a charged, or rather a hex, which is perhaps worth using here. No, go back in here. Oh, we got one of them. What was that sound he just made? That was weird. Unfortunately not. Not the last enemies of this wave. There is a mini shop here, which is another thing that I feel like I might have missed on one or two prior occasions. Wow, that special dragon one goes very far. And I walked straight into that and got absolutely pummeled.
Can't do it.
Oh, I don't have... No, I don't have magic. Okay. Okay, get away from there. It's fast, too. Oh, okay. That was close. So, although we did get a fair bit of max magic... Did that kill the dragon? I guess it did. We did get a fair bit of max magic. We, however, did not get any magic restoration of any variety, which is something we've gotten on most of our previous runs, so...
It's done.
Was starting to feel that there. I am not sure we had any of those before, whatever that is. I'm not even sure what it was.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Okay, cast, inflict daze. That would be a cast boon that we do not currently have. After you take damage, foes take damage, inflict daze on all foes. Replace our sprint, don't think we want to do that. We don't have a cast. I was hoping it would be Demeter, but we might need to make a compromise there and just go with the option at hand. It inflicts daze, which does give us potentially some defensive bonuses there. Okay, what do we see here? Excuse me. Can I access it now? Receive healing. In 2 encounters. It's overkill right now. In 2 encounters, it would probably be right around the amount we'd want, although this takes a long time for it to show up, but It has the highest value. 1 Path of Stars. Not sure how big of a difference 1 would make. Feel like once you start getting to 2, we can see some more significant things. But we don't have that much gold, so I'm a little hesitant to get really aggressive here, so I think we just take this.
Should get here soon enough.
And we probably cannot afford to accelerate it either. Oh. That's a mini-boss, which I don't think we can afford to take on here. As I was saying, we don't have magic restoration. We have a decent bit of max magic, though. We can further enhance it, I suppose. Where are the enemies? Not here. Over there. Okay. Didn't hit you, but I did charge up. Ooh, okay. Did charge up this. So that's nice. There's a lot of you, though. But you guys are much faster than the other versions we've seen on other floors. For what it's worth.
Vitality.
Oh, that's our cast, right. It's like that I don't remember seeing before. Okay, in case there is another wave, because there is. Holding on to this. Use it here. And everyone seems to be in roughly the same area. What? There's another wave? Oh no. That's not good. Definitely would have preferred to have used it on all these guys. Oh, got hit by one of those. Nearly a whole bunch of them there. Oh, hit by something as well. These guys are just, I hate these enemies. They hit so hard. Basically throw bombs. Unsurprisingly, those bombs deal a lot of damage. I'd love to get Hex right about now. Oh! Thank you! It's not a Hex, but we'll definitely take it.
Lady Athena.
And, you know, we were talking about how after a few encounters, if we had taken that healing mini-shop option, then probably would have come at a good time, and that does seem to be the case, but...
You should know, my father, your Lord Uncle Zeus, is somewhat skeptical of your ability to turn the outcome of the war here in our favor.
Excuse me?
He believes we should be able to fend for ourselves, and I don't disagree.
Excuse me? I know our previous run wasn't that great, and this one has been a little bit questionable as well, but the run before that, we did defeat Prometheus, thank you very much.
Lady Athena, are we supposed to stand united as a family, or aren't we? This isn't the time to be prideful.
With that, I don't disagree either. Nevertheless, our family seems incapable of standing united for long. If we could, this war never would have started.
That's true. Okay, what can we get here? A Death Defiance back that replenishes in each location... Wait, what? It replenishes in each location? So you basically get a free Death Defiance in every room? It's a huge amount of magic primed. I mean, understandably, given just how powerful that is, but that is awfully tempting, especially since we used a whole bunch of Death Defiances already. Dash deals damage to surrounding foes where you end up and can deflect. I mean, that is so good defensively. After you take damage, you become impervious for 2 seconds. That is also incredibly good defensively. Oh, man. Okay, so how much magic do we have? Oh, yeah. No, it shows us. Okay. We have 268. So we're basically cutting our magic in half by taking this, which makes it much harder for us to spam our charge moves, which stinks since that's our primary source of damage right now. So in that way, honestly, I might take defensive or Divine Dash. I mean, both of these are really good defensively. Divine Dash, I feel like, is usually the consensus, arguably best boon in the game. At least for Hades 1, it was. But Defensive Posture is tempting me. I'm gonna take that.
I concur.
Might be the quote-unquote wrong choice.
To the next battle.
But I think all of those were good. Well, in some ways. The huge magic priming, I'm not sure we could have afforded that. Speaking of affording, with 195, we can get some stuff at our next shop. Not that much. But I think the health is more necessary right now. And, of course, we would expect... perhaps a little bit of monies from that. No, those guys can continue to fight each other. That works for me. These guys should drop some monies. And... getting extra health would be helpful defensively. Not sure what was going on there with the charged attack. Didn't quite work out as planned. Oh, I'm not getting the backstab on you because you were changing direction all the time. Okay, now that armored dude, that guy's a problem. The guy who just did that, this dude is a problem. Make no mistake. The fact that you blocked that is a problem as well. I'm gonna do this even if it's overkill, just so we get the imperviousness as well. Just in case.
That's that.
Play it safe. Max health. Oh. Ah.
Go, Freenos.
Go for it, Freenos.
Be free.
Nice. Yeah, so already up at 267, which at that point we can do some things at a shop. It's a little bit better, so I think taking the monies was probably overkill. That, I think, is not a risk we can take right now, so I think we're looking at you, even if the palm is a little less exciting. Oh, you're attacking the statue of the gods, okay. Oh, what? You guys popped up later? Oh, okay, I don't like that. I don't like the dragon. So I can do this. Get the imperviousness. It's a lot of projectiles, though. A whole lot of projectiles. Remember, those guys do explode on death. Oh, okay. I think it was the extra specials that flew out after our dodge got a kill that I was not expecting to get, so almost walked into one of those explosions. Okay. Oh, true! I forgot about this! Oh, this was so early on that we took this. Okay, so we actually do have a way to get our magic back. I completely forgot about that. And this... hold on. Deal more damage until you take damage. If you take no damage for 15 seconds, you regain it. Okay. Not really sure that's worth upgrading further. Yeah, that damage reflection is ginormous. And plus 150% seems ridiculous. But relative to the base, what? Yeah. You know what? It might be this. I mean, still, we're kind of looking for an actual attack boon, and that would probably be the thing we'd like to upgrade most so we can actually improve our direct damage in the most meaningful way possible. We're definitely going here, though.
Enjoying that one, yeah? Well, we've got plenty more, just let me know.
We've seen these random NPC rooms, you know, the Medeas and Circes and now Dionysuses of the world in on every floor this run. And in general, it seems like the probability of them showing up is higher than I remember it being in Hades 1, where that was certainly not the case. That you would see every single one of them. Sometimes you'd be lucky just to get one or two. I do not remember him having a leopard slash jaguar next to him. Is that new?
Not told my dad about this little gathering of ours, have you? Because we wouldn't want to have to pack it up and find some other secret spot. It's perfect here.
I think Lord Zeus has far more urgent matters to consider than your never-ending feast, which I dare say would be even better if the legions of Kronos weren't about. The rest of the Olympians don't even know that this is going on?
Yeah, I'm not sure they would take too kindly to Dionysus just partying it up in here when there's a war going on. Then again, I'm not sure they would expect much better of him. This is kind of his thing.
Right you are, baby. Well, this is an exclusive gathering only for guests I know are going to be cool. Which can't explain how you keep stumbling upon it, but hey, details, right?
Whoa! Excuse me! Okay, let's see. Hold cast to lob a large explosive. The binding circle forms there. Gets more damage. I feel like we don't really want our cast to be slow like that. After each encounter, restore some health if you took damage in that encounter. Ooh, that is tempting. In each encounter, grape juice appears in an area and grants power. When used, an increase to the base amount of damage you inflict. Other bonuses multiplied by this. Wait. It reappears after 9 seconds. But does the boost last the entire encounter? In which case, the longer you go, the more these boosts you can stack, and it is actually, theoretically, an infinite source of damage if you were willing to wait an infinite amount of time? Or does it only last for, you know, is it a 3-second damage boost, in which case you have 3 seconds of uptime, 6 seconds of downtime? That would seem more balanced, but I'm not sure. This is the safe option, this is the riskier one. I mean, I'm tempted to try this, to be honest with you. The upside might be much higher. I don't really know how it works, so it's a little hard to say. So we still don't have an attack boon. I feel like I've said this before. Maybe that's because it is a very, very significant thing. And because we are starting to run low on time to get an attack boon. Now, we would expect, if we make it all the way to the end, for there to be a final shop in which we might, but cannot guarantee, that we will that we could purchase a boon that might have an attack for us, but we can't necessarily rely on that. So, just checking for other breakable stuff. But I think we might kind of need to go that route, and we might need to take the attack. If it shows up. We don't even know if it's going to show up here, but this at least gives us one more chance.
Look out below.
Oh. Was that a healing thing that we theoretically picked up a long time ago? That is pretty cool with the knockback, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, except maybe I got a little carried away with it. This could be really nice. Okay, we are immune to their attacks, but they do still knock us back, which was actually kind of funny there. Oh, that was actually pretty straightforward and pretty short. A lot of enemies. Oh. How many waters do we have? Just 2. Gain 15 max life per water boon, so it's 30 max life. It's not that good, to be honest with you. Here's a basic Poseidon attack. Not so great. Not so great, but, It is something, which is more than we could say of our other things, so this is just the perfect test of how greedy are we going to be. Do we play it safe and take this, or do we just bet on either getting another boon that is either higher damage or higher rarity later on of the attack variety, or from a room, or do we just say, we're gonna bet it all on seeing a boon show up in the final shop? Because, we are really running out of time. What are the alternatives? I mean, yeah, the 30 health is something. It's basically a heart. Slightly better than heart. Splash effects. from Poseidon also inflicts slip, which means foes take more damage and are knocked away farther. I don't think that's going to help much against Prometheus, at least. Crowded rooms like the one we were just in, that could have been helpful. But there aren't going to be very many more of those before this run is through. So, I think it's really this or this. This also doesn't give any base damage, does it? Or, like, the splash damage... Or does... Well... Let me rephrase. It does not affect... I'm wondering if that 15 damage gets multiplied by this backstab and other damage bonuses we have. I mean, it must, right? Because usually attack boons are percentage, not a flat number like that. Just throwing me a little bit off in terms of whether that's actually preferable or inferior. Tell you what, we're doing it. We're doing this. Oh, that was the... Wait, hold on. That was the damage bonus from the Poseidon thing that we just got. Or rather, not Poseidon. The Dionysus thing we got. Okay, and it does expire. Does it? I think so. That effect is from the Aphrodite dash. But I think we saw a similar-ish effect from the Dionysus stuff. Because, yeah, I do want to know if that can stack. That's from the base boon. I don't think we have the effect active from picking up the item anymore. Okay, so in that case, it seems like that probably isn't that good, but this could be incredible if we get the Aphrodite attack after all this. Isn't that what happened in our successful run? Didn't we get the big boon we were looking for in that final shop? I'm pretty sure we did. Lots of these dudes. And the number of projectiles they fire is kind of insane when they are all shooting us. Trying to get rid of you, and then maybe even drop this right there. That did not really hit you. Oh, and I almost walked into that. Okay, I am expecting another wave, though. For sure. Oh, I almost walked straight into that. In fact, I'm not sure if we took damage for that or not. Yeah, I'll be honest, the Dionysus thing, not only does it not stack in the way that I hoped it might stack, even if that seemed unlikely, it also is very distracting. Don't like you. Definitely don't like you. And also I missed! Oh, and I hate you too! And you're doing your thing. Ow. Okay, got rid of several of the big guys, I think. Nope. Now you. Okay, you had armor, which meant we still got hit by that. Oh no. There's even more? No, okay.
Aphrodite.
Oh, I forgot about the bonus boon that we bought a while back. Yeah, it took 5 rooms for it to show up, right? Okay, but this could be really big. Oh, how I wish that was higher rarity. But this is what we're looking... It's still 80% damage, so that's why we wanted it. Because that is such a huge number. And, we're basically going to get close-up foes every time, I think. Since it's such a close-range weapon to begin with.
Greetings from Olympus.
Duo. Infusion. How many fires do we have? We have 3. Well, we have at least 3 fires, so that is active. Whenever you take damage, restore 30% health back. Okay. Defensively, not bad. Foes with daze take more damage if struck from behind? Oh, I like that. Where are we applying our daze from, though? Is that our cast? Yes. So if we lead with cast and then follow up with charged attack, we get even more damage on that. I do like that a lot. Offensively, I think it's hard to turn that down. This isn't bad by any means, don't get me wrong, but I think we still want to go that route. Okay. Ooh. Is this going to be the last room? It could be, what with that being a shop, but we do have 2 choices, which is a little bit strange in that case. If so, then that means this would be Aphrodite with no enemies in it. And if we knew we were about to see another Aphrodite room, then we might have turned down the attack boon just to give ourselves a chance of getting here. Uh-oh. Okay, so this was the wrong move. This is the penultimate room, which means we are getting a free Aphrodite boon instead of getting a shop in which we could have purchased more than just 1 boon.
Olympus, I accept this message.
So I was a little too quick to believe in the 2 rooms suggesting this was not the penultimate room. Whenever you use magic, create a heartthrob, which does 120 area damage, or our attack gains power, but we prime more magic. It's 9 base damage, which with our 80% multiplier here and our multiplier from this, if we backstab, and from the hammer upgrade we got back here, I think that can actually turn into a whole lot more than 9 damage. I think this is actually really good. Priming, we do have a lot of magic, and we have now established we actually do have a way to get magic back. So I think we take it. Okay. So we did make it all the way to Prometheus, which if you consider how I thought that we died to Eris, is certainly saying something. We do have a Death Defiance. We managed to... We actually turned one down, but we got one from our keepsake. Damage now could be quite good. Health leaves a little bit to be desired, so we're definitely not on full. But, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we fare here. We made it much further than we expected.
I knew it.
So it's a bonus in that way.
Lies beyond and still returned. I knew you would, of course, yet I don't know why. Because you won't tell me.
Also, I didn't want to say it, but we didn't run into his eagle at any point in time on our way through Olympus, which was a pleasant surprise, but I didn't want to say anything to jinx it.
That's right. Your nonsense riddles are a bigger threat to my health than you, or your blasted eagle pet for that matter.
Also, there are 2 golden urns in this boss encounter. That feels like a little bit of a slap in the face. Like, here, take all the gold you'd like. Yeah, it's not gonna do us any good.
The threat you face is beyond your understanding. That is the only reason you persevere. Your ignorance is a gift, much like the fire that I shared with mortal kind, and now with you.
So bear in mind, one of the big things that Kronos was trying to do was capture the fates and try to basically control the fates, control the future, to guarantee his success. And Prometheus, what with him being able to foresee the future in one way or another, there are some ties there. And since we cannot see the future, we are ignorant, and that's a gift, because what he's seen in that future is horrible, and yet he has nonetheless chosen to side with Kronos. I don't know. It's a little strange. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just used all of our damage resistance because I wanted to try to backstab it. Okay, set this here. Then you run away. Now we have our Hex up. I forgot that has a vacuum cleaner effect. Not sure what that sound effect was from. That's usually the sound effect of us avoiding taking damage. Okay, well, it was, apparently. here. Run away. Set that there. He does that. Thank you, Phrynos. Your sacrifice will be remembered. Don't do that. Yeah, we should probably do this, right? That is significant, that damage. Make no mistake. It's actually pretty big. Oh, I was very slow to react to that, to be honest with you. I'm surprised he hasn't gone to his first memory phase yet, to be honest. I think we're pretty close to that. Set this far away, preferably. I put it right in the middle. That is not what you want to do. I wanted to set it off to the side, then he started chasing me, and I panicked a little bit there. Here it is. Okay. Memorize.
Revealing his plan.
Okay, stay here for 2, and then move up to the top. There we go. Ooh, okay. Don't really want to be there. Love to see another Hex, given just how much damage we have on it. Oh, that was greedy. Okay, there it is. Oh, hate this. That was also not a great place to place that. The damage is huge. Oh, that still hit me? That stinks. That was also very poor positioning. I do really hate that he has these guys helping him right now. They are definitely distracting me, make no mistake. No, don't do that. Okay. Oh, I don't have the magic for that. Unless if I stand in one of our casts as it's expiring. Oh, I want to be over there. Did I get it? No, I didn't. It's somewhere over here. So fast. I need the magic. There we go. No! I thought sprinting alone would be enough to dodge that. I'm really just not doing damage right now. I don't even know what I am doing. Not much is the answer. How? Except occasionally getting hit by them. That's pretty much it. Oh, and then using up a Death Defiance because of that. Bad. Nope. Don't want to be there. Oh my god. I just kind of walked into it and it deals a lot of damage. Oh, I did not see that. Okay, top, not top, bottom, middle. Oh my god, it's so long. Top, not top, bottom, middle, and then move. I don't remember where it was. Okay. Set this. Do this. I moved it in the wrong place. No! I mean, walking into that encounter, to be brutally honest with you, I thought we had absolutely no chance. But the fact that we even got that close, I think, was it far exceeded my expectations, which is probably the overall the overall opinion of that run was we made some pretty bad mistakes, especially early on. It took us forever to get the most important boon for our build. So for us to make it to the final boss and actually get kind of close to defeating that final boss, you know, one more of those big hexes with the invulnerability, and I probably could have done a better job of damaging him while we had the invulnerability on that occasion, although probably got killed right as it expired. And we might have had it, or at least it was close enough that it was not totally out of the question, which is kind of insane.
Turns out that climbing Mount Olympus can be rather treacherous, Phrynos.
And that means that even if we didn't get all the way through and defeat Prometheus, we still certainly got some good stuff out of that run.
This family, lost to you since you were born, they deserve their vengeance. And so do you.
Hey,
Hello?
Dora, I have a favor if you're not too busy. My task means I no longer can oversee the renewal project around here. Would you attend to it?
The renewal project? What do you mean?
Wait, you're asking me to watch over the total transformation of this entire encampment into some ultimate haven for shades and outcasts?
Apparently?
I know I can count on you. I'll provide the materials. You'll be the main point of contact.
Okay, fine.
Oh! Okay. Salute Dora to decorate?
So, what's up?
Huh. Replaces something in the vicinity with a new look. You may always switch back. Prestige. I have no familiarity with what this is, like how we get that. We have 300 right now. That costs a cinder as well. Okay. Wool, which we actually do, I mean, both those things we potentially use for other more meaningful upgrades, whereas I think these are exclusively just for cosmetics. So I don't know. I mean, sure, throw some hanging talismans out there, I guess.
Whatever. A witch's tent could always use more dangly stuff.
Apparently. Maybe some bronze trinkets or even glass baubles.
This seems promising.
Yes, ma'am. Pretty sure you need a bunch of stuff like this to be a witch.
Okay. Silk bedding, bronze sure, bronze trinkets.
Decided.
Say no more. Some more knickknacks you can organize. Coming right up.
Okay. And I mean, it's not like they're really big dramatic things. Maybe later on we'll see some of that stuff, but it's something. Spices up just a little bit.
I confess I feel a bit self-conscious that the fated list is there for you and all to see. Some of the matters it describes are rather personal.
I'll be honest, I didn't really think of that. Anyone can walk up and read it.
If it's any comfort, the prophecies appear only to you.
Oh, okay.
We see there only what's meant for us. Although, when you fulfill a prophecy, I can usually tell. It's like a sudden realization.
Okay.
We know our paths are intertwined to an extent. Well, may your sudden realizations connected to my actions not be too embarrassing.
Yeah, that is a little bit strange. I mean, I know he's... Wait. Is he technically brother of the Fates? Because the Fates are daughters of Nyx, and he's also a child of Nyx. So he's related to them, but it's not like he has any sort of future prediction, foresight abilities, unlike Prometheus. Or does he? I don't know. I really don't know that much about him. And in truth, well, with, as I think we talked about last time, him being god of doom, and then there's Thanatos, who's god of death. There's just a lot of things that have a lot of overlap. It's kind of hard to know what exactly he does and does not specialize in. But it actually seems a little bit strange that he can do this, because it doesn't seem to be within the realm of his expertise.
I'm certain that they won't.
Okay. Just seeing if the stuff with the decorations had anything to do with, or if there was anything decoration related on that. Okay, do we have
I dreamt of this.
some stuffs to work with here? For bones, you can update the wretched broker to bestow, the decoration stuff. We can then buy it from him in exchange for recycling most any surplus resource. Okay. Alright, so if we have something that we don't really need any more of, we can sell that off and ultimately exchange that for decorations. It doesn't seem like a high priority. 100 bones is not that steep of a price, so might still go for it nonetheless, but I think let's go before we
Back in one piece.
cash any of those things in. Let's see what we can harvest here, because that might change what we can do. Mandrake and olives, I think, are the two things we're getting there, and we can get more mandrake seeds. Olive branches. Oh, okay, yes, we did. We did see some of those on our previous run, and I was not entirely sure what they were, but obviously we have gotten olive branches before. I think we have some things that require garlic. I know that's technically not as rare as the mandrake or the olives that we just planted, but if it's the thing we need, it's the thing we need. Like, we need it for this. And I do really want this. Being able to get the mini shops in between floors when we're going up would be really nice. We also need it for getting more plots of soil, which would accelerate the rate at which we can plant them. So, for that reason, I think it makes a lot of sense. And perhaps we should have done this earlier.
Take all the time you need.
Okay. So do that. Then could get the troves. Still not super enthused about those. I guess we'll get this. As I said, not that concerned about spending bones at this stage. Okay. But then that means there is more we can do here. Okay, so it's a new category altogether. Oh, we can sell the rubbish? Haha!
Rubbish for recycling.
That's actually so fitting.
On behalf of Eris.
Thank you, Eris. It's actually kind of helpful. This was the thing that we got from Chaos. It's been a long time since we saw Chaos. It is possible to see Chaos going up, right? I feel like we've seen Chaos, the door to enter Chaos's realm on one of our runs. I feel like we passed up on it because we liked what we saw in the other room. But I guess we don't need this going forward. It was the thing we used to be able to go up to the surface without passing out almost immediately.
Returning to the earth.
Oh, we have a whole bunch of them. Wait, what? Like a whole bunch of them. Wow. I mean, just based on how those were the only things that showed up here, and not things like, oh, we have extra ashes or psyche, and, you know, even if there are still other things we can unlock with ashes and psyche, maybe we prefer prioritizing the decorations instead. No, the game was not even letting us do that at all. That makes me think that there will never be other things we need with Thalamus, and then, understandably, the rubbish is never going to be used for crafting purposes. That actually makes this really good for farming up the decorations. Okay, and then I think we might be able to, yes, actually get moon dust out of this, which, I mean, we saw some things that require fabric, so it wouldn't be the worst thing to get a little bit more of that, especially since it's more plentiful going down, but the moon dust, I think, is,
whatever I no longer need,
in general, yeah, it's more valuable, as you can see here. And then the twin lures, is that the resource we use to invite people to the fishing pier? Well, we do have one of them. Let's see. Oh! No Hecate.
How was it sailing through the rift of Thessaly, goddess? Sometimes I long for my past days and nights at sea. And probably since I've forgotten just how miserable it was.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I could remind you at this point. Kronos has this vast fleet of ships drawn from the very depths, drowned crews and all. I had to commandeer whichever craft I could.
Yeah, would not recommend.
A proper nautical experience then, fraught with danger, mystery. I feel a little envious of those drowned crews. After I died, I thought my sailing days were done.
Well, Kronos could probably use more sailors after what I did to them.
Please don't join Kronos.
Put in a good word for me, would you?
I don't think I will. Not with Kronos. That was weird. We aren't allowed to gift to you, but we can gift to you?
Isn't there something you can do to talk some sense into Eris? Get her out of my blasted way to Olympus? Or failing that, pin her in an armbar or a leg lock, perhaps?
Won't waste my time with her at all, though the armbar or leg lock do have a certain appeal. Not seen her flying through the underworld lately, have you?
No, she's going up every time.
Not other than these crossroads. Though what's your point? That I should stay out of her way as well as focus solely on Kronos below? It's not so simple for me anymore.
Didn't say it was. But if you don't want to deal with Eris, you could always stick to your main objective. Or just leave it to me, like you should have in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. We had early on, I'm thinking of Hermes in particular, was sort of trying to tell us, oh, hey, I know you're focusing on going down to take on Kronos, but things are pretty serious here on Olympus as well. And so there was kind of that pull from both directions, people trying to get us to focus on the thing they were most concerned about. But we haven't heard as much of that as of late. And yeah, I mean, we've heard a lot about the destruction/war on Olympus, but still not that much about Prometheus himself and why dealing with him specifically is so critically important. I mean, obviously, from a meta standpoint, he's the final boss, so like, that makes sense, yes, but it's still not super clear what sort of strings he is pulling and how he is, running this whole thing up there. Whereas Kronos, obviously, he is the one behind basically everything. So it just, from some aspects, feels like, yeah, I mean, going down seems more important still. Because if you take out Kronos, he's the one behind everything. Everything ends if you deal with him. Whereas if you get rid of Prometheus up top, Kronos can replace him with, sure, he might not have titans growing on strings, or growing on strings. Way to completely mess with that metaphor. May not have titans growing on trees, is the phrase I was looking for. But he can still continue to have all of his automatons and satyrs and whatnot fighting, even once you get rid of Prometheus, so it's a little strange in that way.
Duly noted.
Okay, so we could try gifting to you. And I'm not even sure which one it would be. Yeah, apparently it's the Twin Lures is the thing that you're really trying to get us to do. Because apparently Nemesis is not interested in drinks.
I thought I saw some movement by the fishing pier. A thorough investigation is probably in order, right?
Is Nemesis into fishing?
Either that or rot here standing guard, right? Know what? Fine. I'll bite. Doubt anything else will.
Oh. Bonding time with Nemesis?
Born of fish. A life spent mucking about in the river of lamentation, only to be plucked out by you. What did they do to deserve this?
Yeah, I mean, you knew she would find a way to make this very, very dark and negative. Even if we're trying to bond with her.
Shouldn't you be the one to know the answer to that? Perhaps it's the will of the fates that determines how we're born. Then you ensure we get our dues based on the choices that we make.
It'd be a lot easier if everyone was born on equal footing. But no one in my family thinks life's meant to be fair, other than me.
Yeah, I mean, that does really seem to be the thing she just keeps on saying. It's like, oh, you get all the opportunities, and I never get the chance to do the thing that I want to do. It's not fair. Which, I mean, there is some truth to that statement, but at the same time, I mean, in everything in life, if you just get all caught up with, well, that's slightly unfair, you could do that all day, and it will not get you anywhere.
How can life possibly be fair, knowing there are creatures of all sorts, such as those dwelling in these waters?
Right, I mean, you're still a goddess. Like, let's not forget that, okay? So, that it could be a lot worse for you, Nemesis.
We'd have to put a bit more structure into who decides how mortals are born, or how their souls come back to life. Topic for a different time. Think I saw a bit of movement over there.
Oh?
Make it a fair fight.
We've not done any fishing yet, for what it's worth. So I messed that up. Done fishing in Hades 1. Obviously not ever in Hades 2.
Real battle of wits back there.
So, oops. Usually there's like a little bob in the water, and then your controller vibrates a little bit as well, and that's sort of your signal of, or I'm playing on controller, in case that wasn't obvious. Usually that's sort of your indication of, okay, now you need to quickly react. It's basically a quick time event of sorts. And if you press the button, you'll get a reward from it. The quicker you do it, technically the higher rarity reward you're likely to get, I think. But it had a little bobble, and my controller vibrated a little bit, but I think I overreacted to it because it said it went too early. Oh, but yet we still got a fish from that nonetheless? Huh? Oh, right, and that does pass time, which I totally forgot, or at least the other bonding activities do, so that might have made some progress, and there's a chance that even some of the things we planted might be ready to go. Yeah.
You're ready.
Okay. I mean, I would love to say that that was deliberate. Yeah, it was totally deliberate. That was the plan all along. Look, now we get the extra verdant soil.
Domname Sion. It is done.
All part of the plan. All part of the plan. Now, garlic plus mandrake, I'm assuming, is probably the way to go.
Grow strong.
At first I thought she said gross. I was like, you know, mandrake probably isn't the most pleasant of things to plant and harvest.
Drink of the earth.
Okay. Anyone else we can bond with? Because we do still have the alcoholic beverage, I believe. We have the place where we can drink the alcoholic beverage, but no one who is interested, or it's ambrosia, right? I may or may not actually be alcoholic, to tell you the truth, but it's at a bar. Okay. Decorate, but we can't gift anything to you, so I don't know.
Pleasant dreams.
Anyone back here? No? Skelly, maybe? I don't know. Let's double check. Oh, if I could not get stuck on that, that would probably help.
Fortune and fame.
No, we cannot gift to him, so I don't know. Maybe it's Hecate. Don't know. She wasn't there, so can't say for sure. Oh, can we decorate here as well?
So, what's up?
Oh, that's just what I was thinking we needed, was a nice morbid dais. Oh, it costs a tier to get that? That's from defeating Cerberus, which, not to say that that's impossible, not by any means, but at the same time, that is of some value to us. We do still have a decent number of them, though, so... Alright, fine. We'll do it.
You know what? Sure.
Got it.
Ooh, scary.
A more imposing place for the good commander to stand.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not that dramatic of a difference, so I don't think I'm going to put much time, effort, or thought into the way we decorate things, maybe later on, but it just doesn't seem all that intriguing to me, to be honest with you, or at least, you know, to each their own. It's just not something that interests me all that much.
My disciples and I all salute you on account of having made it up to the big mountain, young one. Back when we drew breath, we could only dream of those hallowed heights.
I appreciate the encouragement, Commander, but I've got a bit of a climb still. The legions of Kronos are there in droves, and the mountain's defenses can't tell us apart.
Surely you jest. The mechanical marvels wrought by the gods themselves turned their deadly appendages on you? When you went all that way to help them out?
Right?
Basically, yes.
Ah, that's too bad.
I agree. Alright, let's just double check here real quick, because we've gotten enough Psyche recently that... No! Oh wait, no, we have just enough. Okay, for a second I thought we were 5 Psyche off. we have just enough psyche to upgrade our grasp. Now, I'm not sure that's going to make much of a difference. It might, but we might as well.
I see it now.
There's some things, some other crafting things that cost some psyche. That's a whole lot. Some dark and some shadow. I'm guessing those are things we get from the extra difficulty modifiers here. And that might be the last possible grasp upgrade. Oh, does this give 2? Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, we're at... Okay. For a second, I thought we had 27 total. I was like, that's a little bit strange that 28 is the last number. But no, we have 29 is the maximum number we can use. And so 30 would be fully upgraded. And that makes sense. Nice round number. So, we wanted to... With 2 grasp to spare, I have to imagine we'd be able to change some things here. And again, now that we have the option of switching between different sets, we can kind of custom make whatever sort of build we'd like here. But I think the tricky thing is some of these 0 grasp options we like, but have some somewhat restrictive things. We need to get a full row or column for this, which we do have. This, I think, is the tough one. Activate no more than 2 Arcana cards of the same amount. For upgrading our grasp, that means we can't just blindly deactivate a low, or replace a low grasp 1 for a high grasp 1, because we can't double, or we can't triple up. So we have double 1 already, we've double 2 already. We only have a single 3? I think we only have a single 3 Arcana card. So we could dump a 1 in order to get a 3. But we wouldn't be able to dump this because that would mess with having everything in that column. We would dump you and add you for the 9% chance to deal critical damage each time we move in a charge combo. I'm not sure we've used any charge combos. Wait, what? You can... Oh. Okay. Not sure what to make of that, but that's apparently a thing. We have another 3 over here, where we can turn a minor find into a major find. Basically turning things like Psyche and Ashes into a boon instead. I think is what that is. We've only taken that once or twice before. Or more rerolls. Those are the only options we have, at least of the things we've unlocked. Yeah, and even the ones that we haven't unlocked yet. Okay. I mean, I do kind of like this. If you think about the previous run where we were just absolutely desperate to get a specific boon or two, it would have given us one more chance to make that happen earlier. So maybe we do that, and then we can potentially upgrade some stuff. We don't have a ton of the moon dust, but turning 2 minor finds into major finds feels like a little bit more of a big deal. Do we have other stuff that could be meaningful? More of a damage boost when we don't have maximum magic. Okay. I mean, this is the big one, but we don't have those things. What are you? Higher chance of rare boons. I mean, that's not bad either, but the magic dust count, or moon dust, whatever it is, starts to add up a bit. Like, we could just buy this one, and we do have a shipment that'll be coming in with Charon eventually, but I think it takes a while for that to arrive. Let's do this one.
All right.
It starts costing Mandrake, but we are starting to plant those, so that's not that much of a barrier. So yeah, it's the dust that's the primary ingredient for most of these things. Okay, that's intriguing. I don't remember how exactly we do this conversion. Is it before you enter the room, or is it right before you pick up one of the items at the end, once you've defeated all the enemies in the encounter? But, I mean, either way.
Ready.
That could still prove to be quite helpful for us. As for the next run, well, maybe we'll be a little more mindful of which keepsake we take at the beginning, because that did throw us off a little bit and had some ripple effects later on. But now, the newest weapon, the whatever you want to call this, is now the bonus bones weapon. Can we afford upgrades of a different variety? So I did like this. It was fun. We would need more adamant. Oh, right, that's mining on Olympus. Okay, so yeah, obviously we don't have much of that right now. So can't upgrade that further. We have used this, I believe. Unless it was another one of those cases where we upgraded it and then accidentally took something else. Okay, this would have cost the dust as well. So, I mean, we can look into this further as for what we want to do next time. It might not even be this, since it was a little while ago since we last used it. I think it's been longest since we last used the axe, but I'm not a huge fan of the axe, so we'll see. Whatever floats our metaphorical boat for the next time round, and maybe we might start experimenting more with the fishing rod, since we got a little bit of a teaser for what that's all about with the bonding time we spent with Nemesis, but we suspect that we need some fish in order to actually get that cat familiar, which we've run into, what, feels like 10 times at this point now. So, maybe we'll throw that on as well. But either way, oh, I forgot that we float when we sprint with these. It's a little taken aback from that. But anyways, I do think this is the right time for us to wrap things up here, and what looked to be an absolute disaster of a run, well, maybe that's a little bit harsh, but a not so great run. We managed to turn it around a little bit, make it all the way through Olympus, and we actually got kind of close to defeating Prometheus. So, you know, could have been worse. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.